What's up, peeps? Today's video is on patience. Are you being patient? Are you being patient? Talking slower, you gotta be patient. Enjoy. So, patience is a great topic to talk about, just due to the fact that I find a lot of us can be impatient, or a lot of us can struggle to find the patience within our lives, especially when you're in like a city and everything's high paced and moving so fast, and it's easy to get caught up in that as well. And I really wanted to talk about this topic and 3 ways that I usually help my patience as I go through life. Now, within the realm of patience, I find that there's just multiple levels or layers of patience, and when you think that you've learnt a good amount of patience, there's always more to learn. This happened to me when I was overseas as well. Like, I feel like it's a never-ending lesson. Patience is the lesson that never stops giving. Yeah, good one. So when I was in Europe years ago, I found that like over in Europe, it's a bit more like laid back with getting your bill, and they're heaps patient over there. And just coming back from there, I just felt like, wow, I feel like I was patient before, but now I'm super patient just from being overseas in Europe. It shifts you when you're in that environment, and it's a lot more slow paced and everything like that. You become obviously a product of your environment and slow down. And then coming back to a hustle and bustle of a city can be a bit intense, especially like when you've been on holiday as well. So you've just got that intensity that comes back and smacks you around a bit. Anyway, so I really noticed that patience is one of those things that never stops kind of giving lessons, and there's always something new to learn about it, which is always rewarding and at the same time challenging. So yeah, it's a really good skill and lesson to kind of keep learning and growing with. What I've found is that when if you make a long-term investment in something, that's being patient. So it could be maybe setting a goal for like 5 to 10 years down the track, whatever that may be, even 3 years down the track. It's something that you can work towards and ultimately have at that end of the period of time. And if you are focused on obtaining that goal and you put in that energy for a long-term investment of it, you'll essentially get there in the end, majority of the time. And that's why it's important to be patient with yourself and go gently and be kind to yourself in that process, which we can sometimes not do. Fortunately for us, we have the ability to just take a step back and see where we've come from, and what we've created since we started something, or since we've been working on something. So for me, a couple of the things that I have done, like playing guitar. Guitar is one of those things, like you have to put in the time and effort, and over time you get better at it. And now, like you saw, there was a video I did before where I was playing, which was like 4 months in, and now I can play the song pretty damn well now. So now it's moving on to the next one, next aspect of being patient with more music. And so that actually helps me to keep patient with myself, and is actually training that skill of long-term investment, or allowing something to take time and letting go of that. I want it now. I want to have it done now. I want to learn it now. which is quite powerful within itself, which was one of the reasons I kind of wanted to start playing guitar as well. I wanted to do something that made me less instant gratification-ish, I guess, because we've got access to things at our fingertips now. You know, if you want a book, you can get it in like the next day. You want some food, you can get it Uber Eats or, you know, whatever. So it's really kind of good, I guess, to re-implement that aspect of patience and not just instant gratification. Yeah, so the other thing that I kind of did years ago was I started growing my hair. Like, and that I knew was going to take quite some time. Like, you know, I wanted to braid my hair at one point, just tick it off the list from when I was young. So I did that when I was in Thailand, tick. Then I wanted to dread my hair, which was essentially why I started growing my hair in the first place, but I still haven't done it. Maybe when I'm in South America, rocking the long hair at the moment. Other than this like frizziness that happens, you know, it's all fun though, it's all fun and games. So those kind of really taught me these, you know, waiting, and just being patient with it, constantly being patient, and, you know, going through the different stages of where it's at. Even with growing hair, like, you know, different stages of annoying when it's at a certain length and you just feel you can't do anything with it. So yeah, I've done it, you know, 4 years, one cut in 4 years, nearly 4 years. Just to trim, and those are like some things that I was like, you know what, I'll do this might help my patience level, and somewhat does. You know, there's other activities and stuff that you can do, which I'll talk about later, that help that patient aspect. Now, like I was saying before, setting that long-term goal, just something to kind of look at every day, even if, you know, it's a 10-year goal. It could be to own a house, could be to do a course, could be to learn a new skill, you know, it could be anything. And just doing that allows you to kind of look forward to something in a long period of time. Now, there's a lot of quotes that I've found around patience, and, you know, just a couple that I'll tell you now. Like, obviously patience is a virtue, that's one. Good things will come to those who wait, it's two. I've kind of really seen that one happen more recently with like the whole travel thing and everything like that. So it's, you know, I'm in the process of booking my tickets, waiting for my dad to get them sorted, just because he can get a discount because he's a travel agent. And I've had to be really patient with it, because I just want the tickets booked, you know, to know that, okay, I'm going, it's 100% in, locked in, I'm going, even though I know I'm going. And I am not that great at it. But I've just recently been speaking to a friend who's able to get me discounted tickets at, you know, an even better price and better seats. So I'm like, well, there's that patient thing kicking in, like, you know, be patient, be more patient. Just, you know, good things come for those who wait. And things just keep popping up like that in my life. Every now and again, you just be patient with it, you let go to what's happening, and then it starts appearing, you know. That's what I find anyway. And, you know, whether it's a solution, whether it's a, you know, like, for example, you know, when people were like, yeah, sleep on it, like sleep on the problem that you're having, and then the next day you might have the solution to the problem. You know, I guess it's the same concept. It's just about being patient. It'll come. And we tend to focus on wanting things straight away, or wanting the answer now, or wanting to learn something faster than we can. I still fall into this point as well, you know, but I do feel that with these certain practices that I've had, and over the years, like with my development, I've become a lot more patient person. And yeah, you know, it only kind of helps. It helps to move out of that instant gratification bubble for a while, and come back to the norm of, all right, it's all good. Things take time, and you just got to be patient, especially in, like, you know, in our day and age. Like, it feels like everything's speeding up.
You know, all the time, and we need to kind of get back to that point where we can take that breath
And go, okay, I'm putting in time for this, and it'll take time, but I'm making it happen, and just being kind with ourselves within that. Being in that instant gratification mindset, that can, you know, it can hinder us a little bit, I guess, at times, just because when we're constantly in that mindset, then we won't put effort into something long term. Like, if we just want it straight away, whether it's a relationship that you don't want to put, you know, your time and energy into, whether it's a job that you don't want to put your time and energy into, study, then it can kind of, you know, backfire in us in the long term, because we're giving up. You know, that being said, you know, some things you know, like, deep at your core, that's better not to do for yourself. Like, you know, maybe it's studying and you want to change it to a different course because you found a new interest in something. Maybe that's better. I have no idea. Everyone's unique in their own way. So ultimately, with the patient aspect, we want to really kind of remove that mindset somewhat. Even in traffic, like, you know, traffic is one of those things that, you know, can piss you off and make you angry and upset. Just being patient in traffic, like, it's so funny. Like, we get angry in traffic at times when realistically, no, the person that's in front of us or behind us can't hear us. They, you know, they may be able to see gestures, but, like, is it helping? It's not really helping. It's kind of just making us more frustrated. And then where are you going to put all that energy? You're just going to be putting it back on yourself. You can't give it to them. So, you know, being patient in traffic is a challenge at times, but it's more rewarding. It's more rewarding being nicer to someone than it is actually getting aggressive and shit like that. Even in traffic, like, one thing that I remember from years ago when I started being more patient was I stopped getting annoyed in traffic and was just patient, letting people in all the time. Not getting angry if something happened. Just like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's not gonna help me in any way. It's just gonna hinder me, really, because I'm using all this energy to get angry over nothing. Not worth it. So yeah, being in traffic is one of those things that you can practice your patience with. You know, ultimately in traffic. Training's an amazing one. Like, when you put in the time and effort to train at the gym, and you're training properly, like, your body obviously starts to transform over time. You may get bigger, you may get more toned. You just got to put in the time and effort. And, you know, I've seen this when I used to be a personal trainer, and before that, when I was, you know, putting in a lot of effort. And yeah, I just saw body changes and felt and looked good in my body, and it just drives you even more. And now, like, for now, I'm at a really good place with, you know, the way my body's structured and everything like that, and it's only getting better as I keep training. When I go overseas, I am going to do my best to keep that up. Obviously, it won't be the same, but that's okay. I'm just going to be patient with myself and do what I can. So training's a real good one to kind of reflect and look back on and be like, wow, like, look where I've come from. And then that drives that aspect of patience even more. It increases that skill because you're like, look, over time, I'm seeing these results. So yeah, three good ways that I want to let you know that what I do and what I think has really helped me is, you know, taking the action every day. I had a video on that recently, probably my last video. So link should pop up if you want to watch that. That's a good one. It's a good one to watch. But taking action every day and being patient to see the results over time. Now, if you do something every day, you're going to see results faster, you know, depending on what it is, obviously. But something like guitar, you'll see results pretty fast, you know, depending on how much time you're giving it. But, you know, after 30 days of doing something every day, you're like, wow, look how far I've come in 30 days. So definitely taking action every day really helps, which brings me to 2, remembering that it's all about the journey and not the destination. So true. Because throughout the journey, you actually learn, you actually grow. Those are where the things and the real fulfillment comes in. When you reach the destination, short-lived, right? But the whole journey is like long-lived, and it's enjoyable. So if you keep that within your frame of mind, and know that when you're going to the gym or when you're playing guitar, when you're learning something new, that it takes time. And if you remember that it's all about the journey and not the destination, just keep going, then ultimately your mind frame's all good. Just keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it right. Just give yourself time. Don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself time. And then you make like a little breakthrough. This happens to me with guitar. Make a breakthrough, and then I'll kind of be on the same level for a while, and I'll want a breakthrough to come, and I start getting frustrated, and then sometimes I'll like nearly stop playing guitar like while I'm playing it. I'm like, yeah, I think I've done for the day, and I just keep pushing through, and then I have a little breakthrough and I move up another level, and then that level kind of gets better over time, and then a new thing will come through. And this is how I've noticed it kind of working with the whole patient aspect as well. Now, last but not least is number 3. Now, 3 is meditate. Meditate. And the reason I say meditate is because it allows you to kind of separate your thoughts at times. So, focusing on your breath, focusing on, the sensations of your body, and allowing the thoughts come in and letting them go, allows you to separate yourself from the thoughts a lot more over time. So instead of just being reactive, you can respond and be like, okay, well, I'm not going to react to that. I'm just going to be patient with what's happening and see how things play out, instead of being like, I'm just in a reactive state. So it allows kind of a bit of separation within yourself to step back and be patient with what's happening and allow whatever's happening to happen, instead of just reacting and maybe reacting in a bad way. So I think meditation is a really good kind of training aspect to keep yourself patient as well. Coming back and centering yourself is always good. So yeah, another little bonus one is, this is like more of a mindfulness patience training aspect, is if you get like, let's say like you get 20 almonds, yeah, what you do is, instead of having all the almonds at one go, or like 5 at a time, have 1 almond every 20 minutes, every minute. So just have 1 almond every minute. And so, in 20 minutes you've obviously eaten 20 almonds, but it also is like utilizing that aspect of being patient, because you're slowing things down and you're not rushing it, and it's not, I want to eat them because I'm so hungry and I want to feel that need of hunger. So 1 almond every minute, and over time, obviously do this consistently over time, like maybe a month, or you'll start kind of, I guess, adjusting into a more patient mode, because it's like, no, I can wait for this. I am waiting for this. I don't need to rush it. I don't need to make that rash decision straight away. So it's another little tricky one that helps with your patience. Anyway, that's it for today. Bit of a long video today, patiently waiting, long video. So thank you for being patient. If you would like to comment down below, what do you need to be more patient with? Down there. Not down there. I mean, no. I mean, like down in the comment box. Okay, good. I'm glad we sorted that. And as always, make someone smile today, tomorrow, tonight. It makes a huge difference by doing something so small. Remember that. Huge differences can be made by doing something so small. As always, go gently and keep on keeping on. Peace.